Is this the best restaurant in the world? We're taking you inside Disfrutar in Barcelona to show you one of the craziest restaurant experiences. From the signature dishes like this donut filled with caviar to creative bites that play tricks on your mind, this is a fine dining restaurant unlike any other. For one dish, they give you a magnifying glass to study the details of their cooking closer. They even serve dishes meant to trigger all of your emotions, including fear. You'll taste a golden egg. You'll watch yourself eat in a mirror. You'll even try on engagement rings made of chocolate. In fact, there's lots of edible jewelry on the menu. This visit, we experienced the new living table, a table that comes to life with edible treats. It was like being inside Willy Wonka's chocolate room. Everything was made of candy. Disfrutar has 3 Michelin stars, the highest ranking in the culinary world, and it's currently number 2 on the world's 50 best restaurants list. This is one of the hardest reservations to snag, with tables booked a year in advance. But we have a secret way you can book this restaurant. Beneath the restaurant, there's a hidden dining room with just one table, where you can experience Disfrutar in a completely unique way. Enter through the wine cellar and step inside the test kitchen, which has been transformed into a private dining room. This is the living table. Here you can completely customize a one-of-a-kind Disfrutar experience. No 2 meals are the same. The chefs ask what ingredients you like and dislike, and cater a custom menu just for you. You can even request signature dishes. This looks like a simple plate of microgreens, but each leaf tastes different than what you expect. We used tweezers to try each herb, and were shocked by the insane bursts of flavor. One tasted like licorice, one was spicy like black pepper, another was sweet with honey notes. This is a powdery tomato cookie, a savory version of the Spanish shortbread. It crumbles in your mouth and has an intense flavor from the pops of olive oil caviar on top. It's served with a liquid salad, an icy green juice with sweet tomato foam, and an olive sphere that bursts in your mouth. Next, they showed us Japanese rice paper sheets, which they brush with flavor and bake in the oven to create a flourless milfoi. This layered puff pastry is topped with burrata, truffles, and olive oil caviar. It's so light, crispy, and airy. It melted in the mouth. This is the signature dish we always have to eat at Disfrutar. The pancino has been a classic since almost the beginning, and for good reason. It's their take on a Chinese donut, filled with caviar and creme fraiche. It's our favorite dish on the menu. At Disfrutar, presentation is part of the magic. In one serving, they use mirrors to create an illusion of a disappearing dish. Once you solve the puzzle, you are rewarded. This dish looks like an underwater coral reef, topped with the flavors of the ocean, like oysters, caviar, and seaweed mayonnaise. You've had butter before, but have you ever had solid butter bubbles? Disfrutar gives you a magnifying glass to study their smoked, foamed, and frozen butter, which is served with sea urchin on crispy toast. This is next-level molecular gastronomy. The flavors of Spain appeared in a playful take on a salad, with olive mousse, liquid spheres, cucumber granita, and tomatoes. Did you know you can make Michelin-starred chips in a microwave? At least you can if you're Disfrutar. This is a super concentrated mushroom leaf chip. And yes, the cooking process really involved a microwave. Since the living table is located inside Disfrutar's test kitchen, you can watch how the chefs make the dishes. This one incorporated both real and fake mushrooms. Can you spot the difference? If you love French onion soup as much as we do, wait until you try the Spanish version. Aerated onion bread melts into a rich broth, and the comté and truffle made it a real umami bomb. But it's not all Spanish inspired. Your taste buds take a trip to Thailand in the next dish, a baby octopus with curry, pepper miso, and liquid spheres of coconut cream that burst open in your mouth as you eat. Chef Edouard Zetruc brought us a newspaper to teach us about the Catalan culinary tradition, where calçots are grilled and served with sauce. Disfrutar's version is freeze-dried, resulting in a crispy, crunchy texture like a millefeuille, and they're served with a romesco sauce. This was so fun to eat, and the sweet onions tasted like candy. Are you brave enough to eat the unknown? This dish requires you to conquer your fears and plunge your hands into a smoking box to find your next bite. Fear not, it was a juicy, sweet Catalan prawn. When an ingredient is this good, it doesn't need anything else. You might have already guessed that this golden egg is another trick from Disfrutar. The fake yolk is filled with chili crab sauce, and there are dollops of chicken satay sauce alongside the shrimp. A classic Spanish breakfast gets a Singaporean twist. This was one of our favorite dishes. Speaking of favorites, this is another signature dish we couldn't resist ordering. A thin corn cracker is topped with foie gras terrine, sherry, and liquid spears of sweet corn. We loved the combination of crispy and creamy textures and sweet and salty flavors. A series of cheesy snacks are served with a mirror so you can watch yourself eat. Why? Because you always watch others eat, but never yourself. After cleansing our hands with rose water, we were presented with engagement rings made of chocolate. We got to pick our favorite ring and eat it too. This presentation was so fun, and the rings were stunning. And it wasn't just a gimmick. The chocolate was absolutely delicious. Continuing the jewelry theme, we were given a pearl necklace made of lychee spheres, served with rosewater, gin, yuzu emulsion, and strawberries. This was a refreshing dish and another fun presentation. Disfrutar vacuum seals apples and stores them in a dry room for 60 days, fermenting them in a process similar to black garlic. The longer it ferments, the darker the color gets, and the texture becomes like jam. This deconstructed version of a tarte tatin is served with vanilla cream, hazelnut butter ice cream, and flourless puff pastry. Look at the inside of this coconut cream waffle. It's made by slowly stretching the waffle pieces away from each other, kind of like a cheese pull. They even gave us a flashlight to peek inside for a closer look. They didn't tell us what was inside the next sweet. We had to guess. It tasted like a spicy cinnamon candy, so you can imagine our shock when we found out it was made from chicken. Disfrutar means to enjoy, and fine dining has never been so playful and fun. And then the living table came to life. The white tablecloth was stripped away to unveil boxes underneath. The waiters used magnets to remove the lids on the boxes, revealing petit fours hiding within. Had these been sitting underneath the tablecloth the whole meal? There were fresh fruits, liquid cocktail spheres, house-made chocolates, macarons, cookies, and 2 types of cotton candy, a literally endless amount of petit fours. This was without a doubt the coolest sweet serving we've ever seen, a really unique and original experience that was a wonderful surprise, and the perfect whimsical finish to a magical meal. You know that scene in Willy Wonka when the kids get to run around the chocolate room and they discover that everything's edible? That's how we felt sitting at the table, surrounded by these fantastic creations. You can tell that the team had so much fun creating this piece of culinary art and bringing it to life. Combined with the dramatic music playing, it was quite an emotional experience. Disfrutar is an insanely creative restaurant with some of the wildest presentations we've ever seen. In a few days, the world's 50 best will name the #1 restaurant. Disfrutar has been climbing its way up the list for the last decade, and last year it placed second. Will this be the year it finally takes the #1 spot?
If you like our work, support us on Patreon, where we also have a food community called The Hungries. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more food and travel videos. And be sure to follow us on Instagram @AndersHusa and Carnivore. Thanks for watching!